Okay, so I'm going to start another series of videos. This is by far my favorite game, Stationeers. I want to show you, to start with, some of the workshop items I have loaded so I don't have to explain them too much in the game. This one was terraforming. I might not use in this one. I have not used it in the past. That one and plants and nutrition. I am going to use this one in this video. Adds a pretty interesting element to the game where food becomes more of an issue. And I read up on it. It looks pretty interesting. I've never used it before. I could die playing this the first time, so we'll see. I'm not sure exactly what some of these other ones are. These are the standard ones that I've used. Very easy ores. Nobody watches videos to see someone run around mining. So this, you'll see when I load the game, makes ores a lot more populated. And then I also use increased ore yield, which means every ore that I mine gives me 50. Again, that's my standard setting. I don't like mining. You could do it the harder way. You get 8 ore per thing that you mine. This just gives you 50 for every ore that you mine, a lot faster. And for video purposes, I don't want to sit here and make you watch me go around and mine for, half of the video. So these are the ones that I use. I won't need this one in here. I'll take that one out. I don't remember what solar system does. I'll have to look at that one. But that's my workshop items that I'm going to use. So we're going to do a new world. We're going to use Mars. And I'll select that world. And I'm going to do the easy mode just for the video purposes. I usually do easy when I'm playing the game too, only because I don't like opening my helmet to eat. I'm sure astronauts have a way of drinking through a straw or something inside their suit. You don't need to open your helmet. It's just annoying. So I go in easy. It's got harder settings if you want to do that. It'll make the game a little bit faster this way. And we'll go ahead and start it. Shouldn't take too long. It'll drop me on the planet. And there we go. Now you do have your lander. You can see how my ores are really populated. I just hate mining. And I'm sure you don't, like I said, you don't want to sit here and watch me mine. So let's get started. I'm going to need to open some things up. Now you move those around without moving the mouse. You hit the Alt key. And then you can move the mouse to open things. I open everything. I like to move this over here and that over here so it's not in the way when I'm working over this side. Another thing you need to do, you need to switch the mining belt into your belt section. And then you can open the mining belt and the tool belt. And then it's all on the display. So I'm going to do arc furnace. I'm going to need that. We'll put that down there. I don't need the duct tape, hopefully. I do want the auto lathe. I do want the solid generator. I do need the power controllers to start with. The iron frames. I want to open this. The only thing I'm going to use this for at the beginning is going to be the atmospheric. I'll close that down. I want to hang on to that. This I don't care about. Nobody ever uses that. I'm not sure why it's in the game. I'll put that down there just to make some more room. I need the iron sheets. Can I reach them? Barely. And let's go up here. J key is the rocket. I will need those events. Oop! What did I just do? There we go. I will need those eventually. I don't need those right away. Okay, so we're good there. Now let's see. Some of these have a battery. That's it. I want the battery. You don't need the tracker. Let's see what else I can pull out of here. I won't need anything else there, I don't think, right away. I don't need anything in there right away. Food and water, I do not know how exactly this is going to work in this game, so this could be interesting. I do want the locker, and I think that might be all I need to start with. So then you want to find a spot to do this. You don't want to be next to your, or too close to your landing pad, because it interferes with your building process if you're not careful. And then I'll take my iron frames, and you right click, and then you can start. Let me see which is the best way. I guess I can go one, right click, and it'll load these up. I like to go 4 wide to start with. Oop, not up there, down there. And we'll go one more. Then you can judge it for whatever you want to do. And let's get rid of that. Where can I put it? Oh, I could put it in the... We'll do that. And I need my welding torch. I'm just going to put down... You right click on that and it'll start it. I'm just going to put down one to start with, just so I have a walking platform that I don't get stuck on. If you go up here, you can do 4 at a time. And we'll make a nice walking platform there. Welder off. Aesthetically, I don't like dirt, so we'll just mine some of this dirt out of there. And that too, if I can. I might not be able to. There we go. I'll actually keep this gold. It might not let me mine that one. Okay. Alright, let's temporarily. It used to be in the older version of the game that having this stuff sticking through your floor would interfere. I don't think that's the case anymore, but it's an old habit with me. I like nothing sticking through the floor. Now I'll re-weld that one. You know what, I'll leave that one out just to see. I wonder if it's still the case. Okay, so now I got my basic floor down. The first thing I want to put down is probably the arc furnace. That'll be my starting. And this is something new that's happening with the game here. I don't know why it's doing that. It won't transfer things for me correctly anymore. You see the plus side there on the left? That's your data side. And the power side you can rotate by hitting C. Will show up as a little arrow. And then they got the input on the left, or I'm sorry, on the right. You see the in arrow and the out arrow. So I'll rotate that so I have the in and out, and the power, we'll put it right here. The reason I put it there is because then I'm going to take my solid generator and take the power output of the solid generator, which is over there. So we'll rotate that one. We'll leave room there. And we'll do that. Did I put the data side? No, okay. Then I want to take this, which is a power controller, and set that up. It's also a way of charging your batteries and doing some other things. Let's see. We'll rotate that so it takes the power from there. I need to leave one spot there. That should put it there. I have 2 of those. I don't need 2 to start with. We'll open this up with the crowbar, and then we'll stick this battery in there, and we'll turn that on. Won't do anything right away, but and we'll run. Eventually, I want to put a transformer on this because this is too much power, but it's only going to draw when it needs to start here. So, and we'll again by using C. We'll set the power for this. Come on. There you go. Over to there. Okay, so now I got power from the battery going to here. I will have to charge the battery using coal in there. The next thing you want to put down is your auto lathe, which is your starting construction piece. This will probably be the permanent position of this, so you can move it, but I usually like to put it where it's going to sit for a while. 2 iron sheets, and then I think the next thing is copper wires, and you need 2 plastic sheets, and then a screwdriver, and that's the completed process of constructing that. So now, if I run power to this, it might be a little closer. That'll be interesting. That's only temporary anyway. I don't use the auto lathe very long in the game. Can I go across here? I cannot. So we'll turn it out. That's down. Over. And one of the things that you'll learn quick in this game, and it confuses you the first time you play it, why can't I connect to that? Well, when you're connecting to another wire by hitting right click while you're holding the wires, when you're connecting to another wire, you have to have the wire cutters in the other hand. The first couple times I played this game years ago, that was kind of a pain in the neck. Alright, so now I got the basics set up. It's time to go mining, and I'll show you how these mods that I have make it so much easier. Come on. And I think that's backwards. It's hard to tell sometimes. Yeah. So I want to put that right there. Open that up. I'll put my ores in here. But to start with, let's see if we got this wired up correctly. We do. I might as well go ahead and smelt the gold in the arc furnace while I go and do some mining. Now, in this game, it is incredibly easy to get lost. I get lost a lot. And you can, and I should do this. I'm going to take, this is for my coal for my, I won't need it right away, for my generator. But I'll just keep an eye on this battery. I don't want to waste it. Oh, here's some copper. Nice and close and handy. Any more than that? Yeah. I'll take a couple copper. To start the game, you want some copper, you want some iron, and you want some gold. I got 1 gold in there. Here's some iron. Boy, that was nice. Okay, so now I'm full. We'll just run over here. Now the arc furnace is very slow with gold. It takes a long time. What I like to do is you only need 10 to make some stuff that you need. So I like to just let it run for a little bit and stop it. And after I put the coal away. Whoop. Stop that. Put the coal away. There we go. I'll stop this again. swap this out with some iron. Iron goes a lot faster. I'll just put these. This is a little tight. I should have moved this up a little bit further, but it's good. And you can see I want to make a couple things you want to make to start with. The electronics printer is very important, but I got enough gold. I need copper and iron for that. I'll turn that off, say power. So I need 20 copper, or 20 iron. I've already got it. I might as well let it finish. And then we'll put the copper in there. Copper's kind of a speed in between iron and gold. I got 4 grams left. 3, 2. Okay. So now I can put the copper in there, and then I'll have enough to start making things. Alright, I need 10 copper. So when that gets down to 40, 43, 42, okay, so now I can turn that off, turn it back on. Now I can make my electronics printer. And if you hover over that, I still get 79% charge in that battery, so that's not too big of a deal at this point. It takes a little bit of a time to do that. So what I'm going to do, and again, I know people hate logging onto games and watching people mine, but here's a trick, by the way. You only want one of these, so while you're running it, if you're away, it'll start another one, as long as you got the ore for it. But if you hit that and change what it's supposed to print, then it'll stop after it prints the one. Very important. You don't want to come back and end up having 20 of those sitting on your deck, and then you have no use for them. You just wasted a bunch of ore. Speaking from experience. Just mine a bunch of iron. I think that might be it for this. Oh, there's some. Let's see if I can get one more. Here we go. So now I'm full of iron. I watched some of I got to give a lot of credit to another guy that I've learned a lot of this game from. I don't know if he'll like me mentioning or not, but Cows Are Evil on YouTube. He is really good at this game. There's one of those instances where it didn't transfer. I don't know why it's doing that. He's really good at this game, really good at the programming side of it. Much better at it than I am. I just heard something fall. Okay. This should just about be done. There we go. So, let's put another. There, so, and then we want to move the electronics printer. Put it within the same area. A little bit of a gap. That should be good. I didn't go back too far, did I? Nope, that's perfect. And again, the same routine. Steel sheets, or sorry, iron sheets. One, turn that off, put that up to grab the wires, left click on that, take that back, switch out the plastic sheets with the iron, go to the screwdriver, and then that's done. Alright, and we want to wire that up, and of course I'm wiring into another wire, so I want my snippers into the other hand or it won't work. Okay. Now, let's to dump the ore out of it, you just pull this lever with it on, and it'll dump all the ore out. Because I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I need to put this in there to get the next item that I want. I could be wrong. I wonder if I should have just left it in there. But you want the pipe bender. It is over here. Well, that was dumb. Alrighty. So now I gotta pick all this back up and put it back in there. And you want the pipe bender. Kind of important at the beginning. That's the three things that you need. The auto lathe, the electroprint, and the pipe bender, which I'll put over here. And we want to keep this thing running over there. I really do need some more copper. Oh no, there it is. I'm moving my mining drill in the wrong spot. Nice little hole I'm going to end up here. And I'll be falling in the rest of the game. Give me some more. Don't run out yet. Oops, I don't need cobalt. Alright, so lots of nice close iron, that's handy. Now, very important, it's day now so it's not as bad, but very important to keep your bearings when you're running around. I know the base is behind me now. There's some silver. Don't need that yet. I'm looking for copper. I still see the base. Is that copper? Yes. Okay, now back to my base, which I think is over this way. I could be wrong. I didn't pay attention. Like I said, super duper easy to get lost in this game. There we go. There is a tracker. I should show you that. I just never use it, and I always should. But if you go back to your, just so you know, if you go back to this, one of these has a
power low
tracker in it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. You could take that out and put the tracking card in, which I traded out. It's one of those, into your tablet, and then it'll point you back to your base. I think it's more fun to get lost. Alright, so my power is low. That's just a 50% warning. So what I need to do now, put this back in my mining belt. Take one of the coppers, throw that in there, turn it on, and that'll charge. You see the blue light, green and blue, that means this is charging. You can hover over it. You can see it's going up in percentage on the right of the description there. So we'll let that run for a little bit. And the pipe bender, oof, I'm glad I didn't stay out too long. I would have had 2 pipe benders. Okay, so that's done. We'll put that in there. We'll take another copper, put that in there. Okay. And we'll set this up right here. And the same routine again. Steel sheets. You go through the steel sheets pretty quick. Nope. This way. And then you switch that back. Switch out with the plastic sheets. Right click. Turn it on. Switch out. And that's done. So there's the 3 basic construction components you need for the game. We will make a tool maker eventually, but at the beginning of the game, not real high on the priority. Not for me anyway. I do use it to make the arc welder instead of the welder that I have now, which uses gas, which if it runs out, and you don't have a way of making the gas at the time, you're kind of in trouble. Alright, so that's wired up. So I got the three basic things that I need to get started. Now, one of the things I understand in this game is you got to set up your food sources pretty quick, because food is an issue here. So the next thing I'm going to make sure all those are off. Okay. I still have 10 iron frames. Let's use those. Maybe I won't need them. Drop them. Maybe I won't need them. We'll make our starting section over here. And we'll go 4 wide. So I guess I want a couple extra ones. So I'm going to go 4 by, maybe this is enough. 4 by 3, that's 12. That should be good. So I need 2 more iron frames to start with here. And I just poke in the search bar iron frames. While that's going, I'll load up. Well, I better wait a minute. I don't want to waste any iron. Turn that off. And we're probably getting kind of low on iron, so we'll one of those in there. It must have took the ore right in there. That's what I was afraid was going to happen. It came out and sucked it right into the machine. Yeah. Alright, so let's get these last 2 in here. Break out the welder. And let's see if I have enough iron sheets to... Now this one I'm going to have to completely enclose. So I'll take 2 iron sheets for welding. I'm going to run out pretty quick. This is going to be an enclosed atmosphere area. That's why I have to enclose it. Make it so I got just enough for that part of it anyway. Alright. So this is going to be my inside area to start with. Now, some people use iron windows, especially on Mars. I don't like iron windows. I like iron walls, and I'll light it up myself because I can control the lighting and the heating a lot better that way. That's just my opinion. I've got to find my iron walls. It's here somewhere. There they are. So what I'm going to do, now you got to make sure, it says iron window. You roll your mouse key until it says iron wall. Then you hit C until it's positioned in the position you want to put it. So I need to go C, C, and keep hitting it. There it is. C, and you keep using them. Hopefully I got enough. I may have to make a few more, it's not a big deal. And then we roll this. Now I have to be careful here because I'm going to want my entrance there. And I think for my entrance, at least temporarily, I think I have to put an iron frame around there. Let's see. I don't think I can do it on iron or steel walls. I don't think it'll let you mount to it. But we'll find out. Okay, then I'm going to put iron walls on the roof. Am I going to have enough? This will be interesting. I think I had enough. That's pretty cool. Alright, well I'm going to see. I'm going to need iron sheets because I am out of them. So let's turn that on. Oh boy, I gotta worry about this is fully charged or close to it. I forgot all about my battery. See up here it's at 31%. It'll die if that gets too low. But it gives you lots of warnings. And I kind of wasted the coal there because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's pretty low. It's not a big thing, a big deal to waste coal. Not in my map anyway, because I have it set up the way where there's lots of ores. Okay, so I want to do my test for if I can mount things on the wall. So to make the airlock, I need that. I need that. I need the kit for doors. I can't see what that is. I need the airlock card. I think that's a sensor and some pipes. There's the tracker that I was talking about. You'll need the data disk, and I'm just about out of hands. And we'll go over. I don't think I can mount to this with, I might have to make iron frames. I tried this before and it wouldn't let me do it, but we'll see if they change that. Oh, they did. Okay. Alright, so this is the console. You need that for the airlock, so I'm going to put that there. Then I can take the airlock chip, put it inside there, and get this disk out of my hand by putting it in the disk slot. Then you need the active vent. I usually put that right here. I could put it over here, make it a little easier. We'll put it over here. You want the pipe side, you can see there's a bigger side, up, and the power side, which shows up as a data because it is the data and the power. We'll put that there. You need the gas sensor in here. Make sure you get the right one. See, daylight, you got to scroll through. I use my mouse bar until you get gas sensor. Put that right there, and that is not a good spot for it. I think I need a, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put that on the floor here, I think. Gas sensor. Okay, we'll see if that works. That might not be a good spot either. Matter of fact, I don't like it there either. I'm going to put it, daylight sensor, motion sensor, gas sensor. I'm going to put it over here and aim it down. Okay. So the only couple things I got left are the door. Now you want to be careful how you mount these. You want the two data ports in. Same with this side. So they actually have to stand in here. Oops, and rotate it until they're in. Okay, so that's the basic setup for that. Next step, let's turn this off. Save some coal. Swap this out so I got a brand new battery. Oh, I closed it. How did I do that? There it is. I wonder what happened to it. So let's put that over there so I have a brand new battery in my suit. I don't have to worry about that for a while. And we'll get this pumping out some iron sheets. Again, iron sheets. We'll let that run. Let them stack up. Meanwhile, and I'm going to run out of cables really quick here. I'm going to wire all this up. We'll bring it down to the floor here. Bring that over there. Oops. Need the cables, cutters. Bring that over there. Bring that over there. Bring that over there. Now, just from experience, I know, and you can see when you lay them out, the connections for the doors are right there. And I'm out of cables. Am I out of iron too? Some right here. Then I want to come over here. It's got nothing in it, I don't think. Nope. Okay, so I got to do some maintenance stuff here. Let's throw one of my coppers in here. I'm going to need quite a few of these because I got to seal up the rest of this room. Turn that off for now. Still green, so that's 75, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to kick this out. You can hit the button, it'll stop it, it'll spit out what order it is already done. And put that, after I clear those out of the way, put that in there. And then I'm going to hit coil, and start printing some cables. And again, that's the electric printer. It does most of your electronics gear, like your coils. You can print coils out at this level, but it's like twice as slow, and it's a pain. You'll be printing cables until you're 50. That's perfect. It seems like you're always printing cables, and you're always one cable short when you're doing something. Always one cable short. It's just amazing how that works. Okay, so now I'm out of ore. So pretty soon here I want to do a furnace, but I want to get this room powered. Speaking of power, I'll put my other power controller here. Have it run. Right there is good. That's the correct direction. Open it up. I don't have a battery yet. I'll have to make a battery. And turn that on. And unfortunately, I have to run power from that. I'm going to use up a bunch of my cables right here. And I'm just going to go straight across just to save cables. Not very pretty. You can redo this later when you're in your spare time. Okay. So now this is wired up to power. And we got to finish what we're doing in here. And you want a 3-bagger going that way. Crossed. A 3-bagger that way, and we'll just do the 3 here. You want to connect all those, and you want to connect this and that, and I don't have enough cables to get to where I need to be. Now you do have to run the cables through this part of the wall and not through the door. It won't let you do it. I can do that right now. And I'm out of cables. So I need to take this copper, put it over there, wire that back up, printing cables. I want to get to the point where I seal this room and pressurize it at a minimum today in this video. So now I can go that way, straight, and then connect, hopefully. Why isn't it letting me do that? Do I have to take the wall out to do that? I can do that. Can I do it from over here? There we go. Okay, so now the door is connected to power. And we're going to take these cables. That should be enough to work with for a while. What we're doing here. When you're doing that, you can't have anything in your hand. I don't know why. 51%, so I'm happy with that yet. Let's put another copper in here. Get that working. And then let's seal our room. But basically, I don't need the welder for that. I just need iron sheets. A lot of people are probably saying, well, why don't you let the Martian sunlight in here for your plants? You can do that. I don't like doing that. And I'll tell you why. It heats the place up. When you seal it up, the Martian sun heats everything. And you end up having to set up coolers. And I may have to do that anyway. But I like a better controlled setup where I don't have to worry about controlling things. Alright, so I need plastic sheets in my right hand. When you do this, by the way, it'll tell you, if it's red, what you need. It's saying here the welding torch is not operable for this task. It's because I haven't hit the right button and turned it on. Okay, so that part is done. There are different types of doors you can do also. I think I need glass sheets, which I don't have with me. They're over here. Glass sheets, okay. And then the crowbar, I believe. There we go. Now, see, it sets them to close. Oh, it's powered. I just trapped myself in the room. That's okay. I can hit. If you power them, then you got to manually open them. Or hit the button. Alright, so I'll just put a glass sheet there. And here's a very important administrative thought for keeping things organized. And if you watch any of the other videos, they'll tell you the same thing. And I'm not a real organized person when I play this game, but this is important. And I'm already thirsty, which is kind of scary. You want to label stuff. So you have your labeler, and you right click on it, and then you left click on it. And this is going to be my airlock console. And then you hit confirm. And then you do the same thing now. I didn't do it the easy way that time. I'm just going to make this airlock vent. Gas sensor airlock. And I keep hitting the off button by mistake. I'm going to clear that out. Airlock exterior door. I keep hitting the wrong button. Airlock interior door. One more step I have to do. And do I have a passive vent? Should be one in the container. I need a passive vent. I thought I brought it with me. Don't see it. Passive vent. Maybe I don't have it. Do I have to make it? Huh. Okay. thought it provided me with a passive vent, but maybe not. So that's going to be in the pipe bender. Anything air, water related is going to be in the pipe bender. So you just hit search, search for vent, passive vent. Pretty quick. Put that back off, save power. Everything else is off. Put another iron in there, and I just stored my passive vent. Now the reason you want this passive vent is because when the airlock works, you want a place to transfer the air to, and you want it to go back into your controlled area. So, piping. Let's see. I could probably just do this. I think that's wired up. That worked out pretty well. Alright. So now when you turn this on, anytime you have the disk in, it's in programming mode. And then you can see airlock, it's asking where is the exterior door. Well, here it says airlock, but you got to be careful because it's looking for the interior door here. So exterior, exterior, and then it switches that one to interior. And there's your gas sensor, that's your sensor, and your vent. Now, as soon as I do this, it's going to cycle. Now it's now in automation. Notice here, it's trying to pressurize. Well, it can't pressurize because there's no pressure in the room. So you cancel that. But now, your room is sealed. So there's a couple ways that you can pressurize a room, and I'll show you my favorite and what I consider to be the easiest, although it's cold to start with. Alright, so if we go out here and find, wow, some oxygen, which is a blue ice. There's some up there. That's kind of far. To be honest with you, I gotta run back here anyway real quick. I'm gonna put the copper in here because I need the room. It's red. Turn that back on. Alright, so I'm gonna mine some of this blue ice. This is oxygen ice. And it'll melt and pressurize your room with some nitrogen and a lot of oxygen. Kind of a free way of pressurizing your room. But it is cold, obviously, so I'll have to slap a wall heater down and warm it up before I can put my plants in. That's it. That was kind of lame. Well, we'll see. Maybe that's enough. It's a relatively small space. Okay, again, trying to pressurize. They can't because there's no pressure in there. So, I don't know what the temperature is in here. Hopefully it's warm enough to melt the ice. It looks like it is. I'm just going to drop a couple. And you want to monitor because you don't want to overpressure. You can use your atmospheric monitor. See, I'm already up to 30. O2, nitrogen, some CO2, so that's actually good too. The low-level pollutants that you see are not going to be an issue. That's not too bad. So we're at 85. I'm sorry, 62. I like to have it around 70, so I'm going to drop one more. And I'll probably overpressurize it a little bit. Between 70 and 100 is good. Now for plants, you're going to need at least 1%. You see there? 1% CO2. So we're okay. The temperature is too cold. I will have to throw a heater in here. And that's perfect. 90. That's perfect. 90 kPa. is where I usually pressurize my room to. I couldn't have planned that better. And I got my hands full because I got things doubled up. There we go. Alright, now this is going to take a lot of juice. You see now you're inside the airlock, it's at 92 kPa, so we're good there. Depressurize it, puts the air back into the room so you don't waste anything. And I'm going to go out here, I think wall heater, I think it might be, well it's either here or over there. Type in wall here. Yep. Cancel that. And turn this on. I might need to bring some other ores over. Wall heater. The gold and copper are going to be in here. Dump them out of there. Turn that back off. Put that there. Put that there. I have enough. So we'll print that. That don't take long. Go back in here now. It'll pressurize, and I don't like how slow it pressurizes. Basically, I just let cancel depressurization. It hits you with a blast of air and you're done. You're not wasting any air that way. So now, like I said, this is going to suck up the power, but it is only, oh, I only got one cable. Oh no. There we go. But it is only temporary. So I'm just going to turn that on. And at this temperature, what did I say it was? It'll be going up now. Yeah, I can open my helmet. I'm pretty sure. Let's try it. Open, unlock it, open it, and I can breathe. So whenever I do that, I turn all this stuff off.
Power low.
And my power's low, but that's okay. I got some time yet. So the temperature you wanted around for the plants, around 25 Celsius. I think that's 298. I'll have to do Kelvin. I'll have to recheck that. As you can see, it doesn't take long to heat up in here. You don't want it to get too warm because then you're going to have to cool it back off. And another good thought while you're in here is to take your waste air, which is all CO2,
Waste tank critical.
and just dump it in here. Now remember, you increase the air pressure. It went up 2 kPa, but I also increased the CO2. Yeah, a few tenths. Another thing with the game is while you're heating the air up, the pressure increases. So we'll get into maintaining the pressure of the room in the next video, and I'm going to have to quickly, I believe, if I know the, let's see if it's even working. Sometimes when you load a mod it doesn't work. On the old mod, a half a thing of water would give you full water. If you look down here, I'm at 24%. Let's see what happens. And it's still, so maybe that one isn't active yet, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. So the food thing might not be loaded correctly. It is kind of a pain to get mods to work sometimes. Alright, now, oh, I ran out of power. That's not good. Interesting. Wonder how that happened. Alright, so let's close the helmet, lock the helmet. And I'm going to have to force the doors shut. I'm going to lose a little air that way, but force close. I don't know why, because I don't have a battery in there. I needed to put a battery in there. Well, that's unfortunate. So in order to force these doors, I'm going to have to disconnect them from the power source. Because the bolts are locked for some reason. If I disconnect it from the power source, that should allow me to force them open, I think. And I have locked myself in my room. Interesting. I hate to have to repressurize this room, but I'm probably going to have to, because I did not put a battery in there. So when the battery over there ran out, now I am trapped. And that's unfortunate. And that interactive device is not powered. To be honest with you, I have never done this before. But I will end the video here, because I did pressurize the room. I showed you how to do it. I showed you what happens if you're stupid and lock yourself in the room. But what I'm going to end up having to do is tearing this apart and repressurizing my room. And I could do that over here, just by taking the wall out, which is unfortunate. Need a crowbar. So, poof. So, now you know what not to do at the beginning of the game. Whoa! Oh well, live and learn. You just have to drop the stuff back in there. But I got to put a battery in that slot. And I got to maintain my power a little better, because I actually let it uncharge completely. So now I have power back on this. I can just take, I put it in here, didn't I? Take my iron wall, stick that back. Oh, wow, it's an iron window. Oh, I hate that. It defaults to iron window. I gotta take that back out. Put it back in as an iron wall. How do I move that? Okay, so now the room's resealed. It's depressurized, but everything is working. I'll put a battery in that, repressurize it, and then we'll start there at the next video. And if you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe and like it. I enjoy making them. I'll be making a pretty quick series of these. The next video will be going over how not to lock yourself out of the airlock. So we'll be working on the power to keep that automated. At the beginning of the game, I don't like making a lot of solar panels. You can get all the power you need by just automating your generator. You need your solid generator for a while. We'll put a battery here, put a transformer, and we'll automate that so I don't have to worry about what happened just now. And then we'll put down some food sources. I may look into why my mod didn't load correctly, because it doesn't look like it did. Not a big deal. That's just a mod. I might not even worry about it. But again, if you like these videos, subscribe, hit the like button. I appreciate it. And I'll be doing one of these a day probably for quite a while. Thanks.